Therefore, these are the mysteries of Osiris. See, they're taught him, and they include the greatest mystery of all is what comes after life. See, that's what they want to know. But the main idea is, you see, we're talking about this making connections and hacking in or getting into the circuit and so forth. These temple ordinances and things, they put you into an eternal, to a different order of things, and which the world will not understand. And if you try to make them vulgarized down here and treat them as if they belong to this universe of discourse, then you spoil them. But you have this general sense now, you see, of working ourselves into a much larger universe of discourse. We have been very localized here, and Joseph Smith had a mind as broad as all eternity, and he introduced us into all of this, and then we immediately, our first reaction is to flinch and draw back. We say, well, let's go back to tithing and the word of wisdom, and that's the story. It's a mystery because it's not known to the world we see around us. It is a mystery in that sense, but it shouldn't be a mystery to you. You're free to go as far as you want, and it's entirely up to you. We're all still qualifying as Osiris's as far as that goes. We must do the works of Abraham. And then we're told specifically in the Doctrine and Covenants, that means sacrificing, if necessary, your own life. Abraham was willing to do that, and everyone at some time or other will have the opportunity to show that he'd be willing to do that. Remember, we're told that Abraham was tested to the last extreme, to the ultimate extremity, as we're told in the Doctrine and Covenants. Unless you're willing to give everything, you cannot claim eternal life. It's not to be cheaply bought. These are the great blessings of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and must be brought. They must be willing even to give life itself and so forth. There's a story that's told in the Midrash. It begins with Abraham sitting in the door of his tent in the plain of Mamre in the heat of the day. But this was a hot day, you see. This is what inspired the story, probably. It was a hot day. It says it was a day like the breath of Gehenna, like the breath of hell was coming out. And you can see the kind of country it was and is when this is so, the heat and the dust and the sand, the utter desolation. And he was worried, of course, because he says some poor stranger might be lost out there. Someone might have lost his way and be perishing, because you're not going to last higher in this. So he sent his faithful servant Eliezer out to look everywhere. He sent him out in all directions. He came back, no, I can't find anyone anywhere. He was still worried. He says there might be someone out there. And you have these feelings, so he went out himself, though he was very sick at the time. He was sick and ailing and old, and he went out and into that hell. And he looked and searched, but he found no one. And at the end of the day, he came back exhausted toward his tent. As he approached the tent, the three strangers were standing there. It was the Lord and the two with him, because the Lord goes with his counselor, so to speak. He throws himself down on his face. And then it is that he promises him Isaac as a reward for what he had done. The supreme, it's a very moving story. He'd gone out to look for his fellow man out in that dusty hell, you see, all alone. Eliezer couldn't find. He said, I think I can find something. Well, he found something. He found the answer to the thing he'd prayed for all his life, his son Isaac. Yeah. It's a beautiful story. But it's the desire of Abraham was that through him, his people and all mankind should be blessed. This Abraham, who towers like a colossus, is every man, as every man should be. In this world, remember what the Lord promised the apostles, in this world ye shall have tribulation. But be of good cheer, I've overcome the world.